It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the films of October 9th, 1998. We got 6 movies to look at today. Most of them I have not seen, so we can get to this one pretty quickly. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend in quotation marks, because this was not a big hit. Eddie Murphy starring in Holy Man. I mean, that's all I really need to show you, because that's the only thing you probably remember from this movie. This is not one of Eddie Murphy's best movies. This was directed by the same guy who gave us 101 Dalmatians and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and certainly does not live up to the caliber of those movies. In fact, John Candy was actually going to play the Eddie Murphy role back before he passed away, and Eddie Murphy actually turned down Rush Hour for this, and yeah, you can pretty much tell that was a bad move on his part. The movie's mostly forgettable. Nothing about it that's really all that funny. Jeff Goldblum and Kelly Preston are in here, just going along. Like I said, that's the only thing. That scene there is the only thing you probably remember from this train wreck of a film, because it was all over the advertising. Like, it was the big laugh out loud moment, and it was anything but that. So, yeah, not much more to say about that one. That's a Holy Man. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is One Tough Cop. Yeah, needless to say, that was not one that was a movie that comes along every once in a while. That's what it's like. This was not one of those movies. I mean, it has Gina Gershon in it, for God's sakes. I mean, Stephen Baldwin, Chris Pratt, and Gina Gershon. That should pretty much tell you everything you need to know there. This is basically Stephen Baldwin plays his detective and his partner investigate the rape and murder of a nun. Meanwhile, the main guy, Bo Dietl, learns that his partner has a gambling problem and is in debt to loan sharks. So it feels like a watered-down version of Bad Lieutenant, quite honestly. It's one that, again, I haven't seen it, so I can't really say if it's any good or not, but I sincerely doubt it, honestly. I've never heard anybody ever say anything that good about it, honestly. So that is One Tough Cop, so let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is The Mighty.
Films had a word-of-mouth sensation called Good Will Hunting. This year, the critics say we have another, The Mighty. It's a story of two best friends who believed in the legend of King Arthur. Now, they do their own brand of magic to fight for justice.
Your grandson saved my boy's life.
Beautifully acted by Sharon Stone, Gillian Anderson, and Jenna Rollins. The Mighty, rated PG-13, now playing Select City special seat preview Saturday.
Yeah, this didn't quite have the same hype that Good Will Hunting had, but still made for a pretty good movie, though. This is based off the classic children's novel, Freak the Mighty. I read this in high school. I read this in high school, but we also watched this movie after we were done reading the book. Sharon Stone, Jenna Rollins, Gillian Anderson, Harry Dean Stanton, Kieran Culkin, James Gandolfini, Eldon Henson. It's a pretty good adaptation of the book. Don't really remember too much more from it. I just thought it was a really good adaptation of the book. Really good film. A very good underrated film. This director's done a lot of good films. Peter Kelsom, he did Shall We Dance. He also did Serendipity. He did Hector and the Search for Happiness, Berlin, I Love You, Funny Bones. Pretty decent director. Probably one of his more underrated films, honestly. I'd say definitely check it out if you haven't seen it already, The Mighty. So on to the next movie, Loves the Devil, Study for a Portrait of Francis Bacon. This is a fictional biography about this painter, Francis Bacon, played by Derek Jacobi. It can concentrate on his state relationship with Daniel Craig, George Dyer, who's a small-town thief, and draws heavily on the authorized biography of Bacon through his book by Daniel Farson, and is dedicated to him. Some people say this is the role that broke Daniel Craig out. Tilda Swinton's also in here. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say too much more about it, but those are the notable things about it. It came out this weekend, so not much there to say about that one either. So let's go ahead and move on to the next movie, and that is Bad Manners.
The two former lovers take a stroll and have a frank talk that reawakens old feelings.
Sex hasn't been a large part of our lives.
He doesn't find you attractive?
I don't know, I guess not.
as much as ever.
Now comes...
This was one I had a hard time finding a trailer for. The one trailer that I found was for the 1984 movie of the same name with Martin Mull, and clearly this is a much different film. Wes and Nancy are a married academics couple. One day they host Nancy's long-ago lover, Matt, and his current sexy girlfriend, Kim. Matt is a musician. Kim is a computer specialist who helped Matt to make some discoveries in science. He suspects Kim is stealing $50 from her. That starts the tension, intrigues, mistrust. Cast that includes David Strathairn, Bonnie Bedelia, Saul Rubinek, Caroline Feeney, Julie Harris, directed by Jonathan Koffer, based on a play of the same name by the writer David Gilman. Got some pretty decent reviews to it, but other than that, though, I don't know too much about it, honestly, and say more about it. So, that's Bad Manners, so let's go ahead and move on to the last movie, that is Detroit 9000.
They're in trouble.
So as you can tell, this is a film from the 1970s. This was marketed originally as a blaxploitation film, but found life 25 years later. It follows Alex Rocco, who you may know as the voice of the creator of Itchy and Scratchy on The Simpsons. He plays a street-smart white detective who teams up with an educated black detective, played by Harry Rhodes, to investigate a theft of $400,000 for a fundraiser at a Representative Aubrey Hale Clayton, who's played by Rudy Challenger. This is one of those films that was championed by Quentin Tarantino and was given a re-release to his short-lived Rolling Thunder Pictures Company, and actually he used a line of dialogue for the film in the soundtrack for Jackie Brown. So you can tell the film has a lot of inspiration for him. I've never really seen this movie, so I can't really say if it's any good or not, but could be. Not much more to say about that one. That's Detroit 9000. So with that said, that's going to wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. You can tell my voice isn't all the best right now. I think I'm coming off of a cold, so hopefully I'm past the point where I'm going to start to get better pretty soon. It's been like this for the last couple of videos now, so that's why this has been moving pretty fast these last couple of videos. So next time we'll have 6 movies to look at. So Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman in Practical Magic, Bride of Chucky, Oprah Winfrey and Danny Glover in Beloved, Happiness, The Alarmist, and Reach the Rocks. So we'll look at those 6 movies next time, but until then, thank you very much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. And I promise you, I am going to get better in the next couple of days, so hopefully this will be the last time my voice is like this. But like I said, I'm coming off of a cold, so with that said, I am off, and I will see you guys next time for the next video. So until then, take care.